Hey, 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 happy Monday. I just got done with an event with Morgan Johnson's team. On fire right now. So fun. They just rocked an amazing online event. So huge shout out to them. But I figured the house is quiet. I would say I look halfway decent, but really this is just Mom Express here. The house is quiet. I'm all alone. I can kind of think straight, and so I'm going to hang out with you a minute while I can, because obviously we've had several kind of crazy days. I want to thank you again for praying for Judah last week. Golly gee, I hope I'm even on Team Revive. Am I even on Team Revive? That would have been good to check before I did this. But you guys were amazing. Thank you for rallying behind us Thursday night when he went to the hospital and into Friday. Let me see. I am. Okay. Anyways, I just so appreciate that. And your prayers were felt. He's on the mend. He's doing a lot better as far as seizures and throwing up. Not quite himself, but he's doing a lot better. So thank you. And hello, did you see the announcement earlier on this page? Over 200 people at this point. I don't know the count now. 205. It literally, every hour, it just keeps going up. Over 200 precious, amazing people have joined Team Revive this month. And the month's not over. My secret goal in my heart was 250. And I very much believe that we can reach that. Hands down, believe that we can reach that. So proud of this team and the way you've been sharing these free codes and spreading the word. And this is something that we did sense in January. Many of you probably remember me even mentioning this in January and leading up till now. Via our Zooms and our training, just this sense that, hey guys, that March and April especially were going to be big months. And I just really felt like January and February, God was just preparing our hearts, laying a foundation. And this has just been a precious season, but I've had something stirring in my heart today. I don't even know if I will articulate it properly. I can barely talk right now. But I'm just going to go with it because I can, because there's no kids here. But that is the story of Joshua and the Battle of Jericho, and these people marching around the city, right? They marched around, one time for 6 days, and then on the 7th day, marched around it 7 times. Is that correct? I could be totally getting this wrong. I should have studied and prepped, but hey, this is mom of 8 life right now. So they're marching around the city of Jericho, right? And around, and around. Have you ever taken your kids for a walk? Like Malachi, he's 4. And we'll go for a walk, and he doesn't need the stroller, of course, because he's big. He's a big boy. But halfway through that walk, he's tired, and he's dragging his feet. And he's just not quite as excited about the walk as he had been. You know what I'm saying? And suddenly the stroller just sounds amazing. Well, I'd imagine those guys probably got tired. Don't you think at some point marching around the city of Jericho every single day? But imagine what they must have felt on that 7th day, when they had to walk around it 7 times. And they're just having to trust the Lord in what he's telling them to do. The instructions probably seemed a little bit different. That's a different way of fighting a battle by marching around the city. But they walked in obedience even when they were tired. But what would have happened had they stopped marching on day 4? And what would have happened if they stopped marching on day 6? Or what if on day 7, when they had to march around the city of Jericho 7 times, what if they only did it 1 time, just like all the other days? Or 3 times? Or 6 times? They would have missed out on victory, right? They easily could have stopped and been like, dude, Lord, this is exhausting. And I think maybe we just heard you wrong. This isn't working. They could have stopped marching on day 3. They could have stopped marching on day 6. Or on day 7, they could have not followed through in full obedience and walked all 7 times, right, around Jericho. And I've just had a sense in my heart, you guys, some of you, you're on day 1 of marching around your city. And some of you are on day 3. Some of you are on day 7. And the walls have come crumbling down, and you are in a victory season right now. And I feel like It is so important for you to recognize your season. And I want you to ask God for clarity regarding your season. Because yes, this is a huge month. Yes, like we're seeing explosive growth. But does that mean every single person everywhere is seeing explosive growth right now? No, it doesn't mean that. Does that mean there's something wrong with you? No, it doesn't mean that. You might not be on day 7 of marching around your city, right? Recognize your season. You might be in a seed planting time, not a harvest time. And so it's so important to stay the course of your journey and what God is showing you to do in season. Because the tables will turn where you're going to be in a victory season and someone else is going to be in a seed planting season. And I hope we would all in our victory seasons have the humility to be turning around and encouraging the brother or sister who may find themselves discouraged. So wherever you are, no matter your season, I just want to encourage you to keep marching. It would be easy if you are in a discouraged place, or maybe you have felt like, I've done all the things, Krista Deary. I did everything you said to do, and I've posted and I've shared and whatever, maybe it's just not for me. Well, girlfriend, maybe you're just not on day 7 of marching. But heaven forbid you quit on day 4 and you miss what would have happened on day 7. I'm going to be real straight up with you. I shared this on Morgan's party event, the cheese pizza on their event. Usually I don't talk about all this because I don't like talking about it, but listen to me a second. I really want to just be bold, and it's super awkward. Like if you could feel the butterflies in my stomach, you'd be like, okay, here she goes. But I want to be straight up about this. This isn't a hobby. This isn't this cute little side gig. I mentioned in the event earlier, I don't know the last time that I made less than $10,000 a month. I couldn't tell you the last time that we as a family made less than $10,000 a month. I also couldn't tell you the last time that I worked more than a few hours in a day because I have 8 children. And we've navigated a lot of transition, moving our whole family across the country and having another baby. I don't know where you will find an opportunity like this. I'm not called to work outside my home. I can't even handle the thought of it. I like being with my family. I don't even know how to handle the thought of Chad ever working again. It'd have to be quite the offer to entice him because he's with his family every day. We love it. I don't know where else you will find this. And the beauty of it is it won't, that you don't reach the top and you find yourself with a job. You find yourself with residual income that comes in month after month that enables you to continue pursuing your dream. Because most of you probably don't have a dream to have a network marketing business, but you probably do have a dream that's bigger than your budget right now. Maybe you're battling infertility, but you don't have the money for what would be necessary, whether it's IVF or what you need to look into. Maybe you have a dream of adoption, but you don't have the funds to do that. Maybe you dream of travel, of a missions trip. Maybe there's a business in your heart. There's this idea, this seed in your heart of something you would love to start up, but you don't have the funds to start that business, that restaurant, that cool shop. I don't know. What are the dreams in your heart? And what's held you back from pursuing them? For a lot of people, it's money. And I hate talking about money. It's the most awkward thing in the whole wide world because I've never built this for money. It is shocking every single month. Like literally, ask Chad. Middle of the month, when we get an email that I'm paid, I forward it to Chad. It's the first thing I do is I send it to him. And then usually the very next moment, I'm like in tears because I'm just reminded of how God has used this to provide for our family. But at the same time, like I also know so many people within our company, You guys who are making $40,000 a month, $60,000 a month. The opportunity is so real that it's ridiculous. And I have probably done a poor job painting the picture clearly for you of what is in your hands. It's not something to take lightly. Like, God brought you here for a reason. I would search his heart and say, Lord, what do you want to do here? Ask him, find out what he wants to do, and then steward it well, friends. And stewarding it well won't be a 30-day run for an iPad. There's something bigger. And this may have woken you up. This may have given you enough energy to march around your city one more time and not quit, right? You're like, okay, I can keep going because I'm going to get an iPad, right? I think it did. Holy buckets. But now is the time to look beyond an iPad and to look beyond 6 codes and look internally in yourself and decide, why am I here? And what do I want out of this life? And go after it. Go stinking after it. And so Plexus may not be your final destination, but by golly, it is the best vehicle around to get you to your destination. There is not another vehicle. I cannot think of a job opportunity or anything out there on the marketplace that will give you this amazing of a marriage of financial freedom and time freedom. This does not take all day. It doesn't. I pulled up my Dough app today and I worked for like 20 minutes to get that part of my work time done. And yes, of course, leading a larger team. Is there more that goes into it? Yes, but I time block it and I get to choose if I'm going to work or not. When Judah went to the hospital, was I working? No. I have company in town since Friday. And so I've taken time off. Like, I get to decide. As a family, we get to decide what is our highest priority. No boss, no company tells us when we take vacations. We decide when we take vacations. It's given us a say. We get to call the shots, but really we don't, because we say, Lord, you call the shots. That was our dream, time freedom and financial freedom. We wanted to live in freedom because we wanted God to be the one leading our lives, not a time clock. Chad stepped away from the corporate world when we had our second-born child, Isaac, because with Josiah, he was gone every day from sunup to sundown, and we didn't see him, like, much at all. In fact, Josiah, as a toddler, said, Mom, do you remember when I didn't have a dad? And now I do have a dad? Because he remembered that for a long time he didn't see his daddy a whole lot because daddy was chasing the dollar bill. And so Chad had a strong sense early on in our marriage to be home. So he looked for ways to work from home. But that meant a sacrifice financially. And we went through some crazy junk with our finances. Over $100,000 in debt. We lost a lot. But still, we never gave up on one thing. Our family came first. It's never been a dream of ours to be separated as a family all day, every day. And I just don't believe that was God's best. That a family not see each other for the bulk of their day, every single day. So at least for us, that was a huge passion. But what's yours? I mean, throw it in the comments. I'd love to see, what are the dreams in your heart? And some might be buried so down deep that you may not even know right now. But it needs to be bigger than a free code. And it needs to be bigger than an iPad. Because, guys, this is just the beginning. What we're seeing right now in this wake-up call, it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger. And lives are literally being changed. And you might feel like your ripple right now is small. But you probably are unaware of just how vast your ripple effect is and how vast your ministry is reaching. Keep consistent in doing the things that you know to do. Reach out for coaching. No one knows how to help you unless you reach out and you're transparent and say, okay, here's where I want to go, but here's where I'm struggling. Here's what my dreams are. What is your advice? Be coachable. Reach out and ask for help. Those who succeed the most are the most coachable. And they're learning. They're learning from those who have gone before them so they can avoid the pitfalls that were made. I'd rather you learn from my mistakes than make them yourself. Like, truly. I will gladly share with you every mistake I've made along the way. So reach out, seek the Lord, pursue Him, be consistent, and steward this gift well. Because you are here for such a time as this. We are just in such a beautiful season, and I don't want you to miss it. So to go back to the walls of Jericho, whether you are on your 3rd time marching around your city or your 7th, please don't give up right before the walls come tumbling down. Follow through with what He's asked you to do, and then see yourself walking in complete victory. Deal? Deal. I would try to read my scribbled notes, but I feel like it was easier just to shoot at you from the hip and just share from my heart. So I love you guys so very much. Let's rock the end of this month. 1 week left here. It's not too late. I hope you have not given up on yourself if you haven't reached your goal yet and thought, oh, well, the month is almost over. By golly, it's not. You still have time. Give it everything you've got. Reach out to us if we can help you. I'm going to go tuck in some babies into bed. I love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.